Hello everybody and welcome back to Crusader Kings, where we are currently in a couple of rebellions here. Let me get zoomed in. There we go. So these guys are just kind of running around up here, and that's completely and totally fine. That's not actually a problem. We are currently spreading out over here and going to take back a little bit of territory here. So once we have this occupied in 4 months, that's no problem. And these guys are currently resupplying over here. So that's completely fine as well. As long as these guys are just running around, I don't care. So that's fine. We're hoping that this will end this independence war. Or very close to it, one or the other. And then we can go deal with this Liberty War, which is, of course, who these guys are. Now, they've got 8,500 troops over there. We've got enough to deal with that. But we need to deal with the independence faction first. That is absolutely the top issue right now. And actually, we can repair this trinket, and we'll go ahead and do that. Our nephew is our new player heir. Okay. We definitely need to deal with concubines here. And sister-in-law is awkward, but sure. Okay. So we're going to head on down over this way. We're at 91% right now. We need to continue getting some of those. Our heir is currently unmarried. This is our current heir. He's not necessarily ideal, but we'll go for whoever's got the highest stewardship. Perfect. Okay, marriage proposal accepted, as expected. We're at 92% war score here right now, and ticking is on our side. Checking in on these guys, they're just still kind of running around. They're doing some resupply, which isn't necessarily great, but that's fine. Now, the Seleucid Empire down here, they're just kind of wandering. For the moment, we're not too concerned about them. But we would prefer it. And in fact, this is the Persian Empire, not the Seleucid. But the Persian Empire here, we would prefer it if they did not win their war. But it doesn't actually matter. Their war is defensive, so it's completely fine. These guys are still running in circles. Okay. Fine by me. So this will end the Independence War. The Independence War is now over, and we will enforce that. Beautiful. These guys, they are now all going to turn around and head up towards our capital. We need to come up and fight these guys. Or, alternatively, do some sieging. That's also a possibility. We could send these over to here. And they'll siege there. And then these guys are going to come up here and fight. I think that's the overall concept. Now, we have to assume that we can't really defeat this army. Our wife died. That's actually convenient for us. We could certainly use a new one. I guess this will work. Sure. A little awkward, but it's fine. Actually, I probably shouldn't have done that, but it's fine. Okay, so we're going to make our way up over this way. And we should assume that we're not going to win this war because, or rather this battle, because they have numbers and they have a lot of men-at-arms. If we look at this, like, that's just a lot of men-at-arms. So our men-at-arms are non-optimal. We should assume that this is not a battle that we're going to win. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to group up in cars and we're just going to chill there for the moment. Do we have any unraised soldiers? Yes, we do. So we're going to go ahead and raise those there. And we're going to siege down here as well. We have ticking war score on our side. We will win this war eventually, as long as these guys do not take our capital. So that's the overall goal here, is preventing them from taking our capital. As long as they're just running in circles up here, though, they're not going to do too well. So that's definitely something to think about. So we've got almost 9,000 troops here, and they're starving currently. So let's head up over here. We're going to need to catch these guys a little more cleverly than just walking into them. We're going to have to outmaneuver them in some capacity. We're going to walk up to Lori for now. Of course, we're sieging down over here. These guys have a siege leader, so that's perfect. 7 months on that siege, which is not necessarily ideal. But we're going to position... Well, I think we're going to stay where we're at right now and see what they do here. Fascinating. We're going to move down to these plains here. We're just going to chill here. Are they going to run around again? Yes. We have numbers on them now. Ah, now they're going up this way. So they're changing up their pattern a little bit. We're going to walk in over here. We're going to let them walk in here. Okay. They're actually walking into us. And I don't like that. This is not a good position for us. So we're going to walk away here. Although... This is fascinating. We're going to position here again. We gain 50 gold. That's fine. How are we doing on this siege? That's okay. We know that this is pretty much their whole army. Okay. So we're going to position here and see what they do. Do they walk in on us? No, they don't. Okay, so we're going to allow at least some of their force to lock in here. And then we're going to come up over this way. And we catch some of their force. As expected, they have a lot of men-at-arms. But all we're looking to do right now is chip them down a little bit. Yes, we're going to lose war score from this, but that is fine. We don't actually care about that. We're going to back off. And we do have this that we can do. Gain 75 prestige. For right now, that's okay. Cool. So where's our retreat point? Okay, that's completely fine. We won this siege back here in the back line. So that's perfect. We're going to head over this way next. And we are above our domain limit right now. Why are we above our domain limit? Well, because we finished up this castle. So we're going to have to grant out this castle to a low noble. Perfect. So now they're just sitting here. What is the supply limit there? It's high enough. So they're not going to take attrition here. We're going to move back up over here. And they're going back to their circle pattern. Here's the thing. If they're just going to do their circle pattern, then what's the point of fighting them? We're going to put our army down. We've begun to siege over here. And yeah, it looks like they just can't decide which of these they want to siege. I think this is an AI bug, but if that's the case, we'll just let them do that. This is completely fine. There's no point. We can repair this banner. That's completely fine. And we want to start working on, for right now, we want hill farms for this castle. Cool. Okay, pregnancy is happening. That's fine. 3 months on this siege here. So yeah, this is completely okay. At this point, this city here, we're going to put in hill farms. And we're going to put in pastoral lands. Our motte has been constructed in Katis over here, so this will have to be granted out to a low noble as well. We can hold court. I'm not too interested in doing that at this exact moment. We could give our mother a sky burial, although that just apparently timed out. Sure. So yeah, this is fine. This is not a problem. We capped over here, so we're going to head on down. By the time we finish this one, we're getting like 7.2 for each of these. Do we think we'll get 13 more ticking war score in that time? The answer is a definite maybe. Okay. So in this castle, we certainly want to put in barracks and military camps. Military camps are cheaper, so we'll put that in for now. This city is good for the moment. And by good for the moment, I mean it has at least level 1 of all of its buildings. So that's good. We definitely want to put pastoral lands in this monastery. Okay. This monastery wants things as well. And these castles do too. Yeah, fair enough. We're at 85% war score right now. This is going to bump us up to like 92. So yeah, this seems completely fine to me. 93 now, of course, because of ticking war score. I don't think we need to fight these guys in the slightest. They're just running in circles, and that's cool. So we're going to move up here. I don't think... Oh, our Empress died and our son was stillborn. Well, that's not good. Okay. Well... There we go. Perfect. We are above our domain limit, but not anymore. So that's fine. You're on Assist Ruler right now. I would actually like you to be on Managed Domain, which would allow us to personally hold one of these castles. So we're going to revoke this one from this guy. Beautiful. Okay, we're now at 95% war score. Ticking war score will end this. We also need a stewardship perk. We are going to take It Is My Domain, and we're going to, of course, extort our subjects. Now, where are my loyal subjects? 390 gold. Beautiful. Okay, and with that, we are, of course, going to invest in some of these structures here. Hill farms, and definitely hill farms here as well. Cool. So, I mean, this is not actually relevant, this siege. Ticking war score is going to win this war before that siege happens, but that's okay. Okay, where else do we need to construct? Not here, that's for sure. Actually, for right now, our constructions all appear to be good, except for maybe here. Yes, we definitely need quarries here. Liberty War is over. We'll enforce those demands, disband our troops. Perfect. We can change this countess's contract. We'll go for high feudal taxes. And we can also ransom off some prisoners. Now, I'm not going to ransom vassals right now, although maybe later. We're going to ransom off these two prisoners. I mean, that wasn't that challenging to beat, if I'm honest. But it was mostly because they were just running in circles up here. Like, if they weren't doing that, then it probably would have been a little more challenging. So that's definitely something to think about. So we do need to continue constructions, of course, wherever we can. Anywhere that's not currently constructing that can construct should be constructing. We need, let's see, quarries here. Cool. So that'll be just fine. Now, we're going to have to revoke some titles over here. That's definitely something that will happen. Did any of these guys rebel? Actually, yes. This countess rebelled, so we'll revoke her title. And these two did not. Okay. So that does mean that we should hand out, like, guardmen again. So that'll be fine. That puts us at 9 of 9, of course, and we're going to need to go into our council here, grab our marshal, and work on increasing control over here. Cool. Let's bump it back up to speed 4 now that we're out of war. This city could use quarries. And this one could actually use pastures. Never mind. We're no longer out of war. The Northmen are attacking us. Okay. Where are they going to attack us? What are they interested in? High Chiefdom of Chernigov. What? This is an independent realm. Why are we involved in this? Oh, because they want this. Okay. This single county over here. So for now, we're not going to raise up troops over there. We're going to wait for the Northmen to show up. How long will it take us to raise here? 39 days. Not a problem. So we're going to keep an eye on this, wait for them to actually show up. And in the meantime, we will continue to invest. So I don't care about the prestige. We'll fight them the old-fashioned way. We'll get our pastoral lands upgrading. Beautiful. And these are all good to go over here. No problem there. All of these that can construct are currently constructing. So that's perfect. We can now bank cash. And let's see where those Northmen are. Not here yet. Okay. Well, they'll arrive eventually. No doubt about it. We can call in our ally here. I don't necessarily think there's a point, but it doesn't hurt. So sure. We should reforge this banner, probably. Okay, our wife is pregnant. That's also probably a good thing, considering we have no children. Beautiful. Are they attacking Chernigov? No, it's just us. Okay, there's the Northmen. Cool. So that's going to be 8,000 of them. We're going to go ahead and raise up. And this is kind of in their way. So 30 days, they're going to come in and attack us. When are they going to arrive? They're going to arrive in 14 days. We may have enough troops to deal with them by then. We'll see. It's definitely looking better. Yes, we can deal with them. So this is not going to be a problem. Perfect timing, actually. Efficiently supplied armies. Beautiful. Okay, so there we go. We are going to defeat the Northmen right away in one clean stroke. I like it. So the Northmen are out of here. Unfortunately, they pay 0 gold to us, but we do gain some prestige. We'll disband our troops, and we'll bump back up to speed 4. Perfect. So we'll come on down over here, and are there any locations that finished up during that? I don't think so. We could ransom off these prisoners. For right now, I'm not too eager on doing that. Yeah, for right now, I'm not. It's definitely something to think about, but for the moment, no. Non-lethal single combat, huh? This is our rival. He has 28 prowess to our 11 prowess. I decline. Okay. So I declined this ransom as well for the time being. We don't have anywhere to spend the money unless we wanted to construct out over here, construct new holdings. For the moment, I'm not super interested in that, but we do need to keep in mind, ooh, a son. That's actually really, really good. So we're going to immediately give him a stewardship education, and we are going to educate him by whom? Our concubine here. Cool. So we can hand out at least 2 castles in our capital region here, which means that we can hold 2 of these personally. That's really good. We'd like to be able to hold this one as well. For the moment, we can't quite get there, but that will likely change next life. So that's cool. Now, if we were to revoke this guy's title, what are the odds that he would actually accept that? 0%. And this rebellion would happen. That rebellion is probably not hugely relevant, but right now it's not the biggest pressing concern, right? Right now, we want to get constructions done over here. That's the biggest concern at this moment. So getting these constructions underway, that's all absolutely huge. These are starting to finish up, and we need to get these investments put in. We died at 59 of natural causes. That's a little unlucky. Okay, so we have a new emperor here, and we're gonna need to put in, hopefully, a different guy here. None of these are particularly happy with us. I guess we've got this courtier here. Okay, we need a steward, and a marshal, and a spy master. Okay, so we're going to have to hand out this to a lower noble. We're going to have to hand out cars as well to a lower noble. That puts us at 7 of 5. Okay. We might have to sit at 7 of 5 for a little bit. Now, this is a populist faction. That's not a concern. All of these guys can't join factions right now. Now, we are, of course, 0 years old, so it'll be a little bit before things can really start happening here. These ransoms I'm really exceptionally disinterested in at this time. Until such a time as we are not likely to be having a huge amount of factionalism, we are not in the slightest interested in the... not in the slightest interested in the gold. So, this is of course currently disabled because we're above the domain limit. That's acceptable. We don't mind that. This is disabled as well. We'll hold them ourselves for now. If we handed out these castles, they would be more difficult to get back because they would go to counts rather than barons. So that's our major concern there. Now, we're eventually going to become old enough to deal with this. Eventually. Right now, we're not. And we are going to need barracks here. And we're also going to need military camps eventually. We, in this city, are going to want pastoral lands. So we'll get that soon. We're only at 12.4 income right now, but that's mostly because we're 1 year old. So we'll have that just as soon as this month tick passes. There we go. Fantastic. This castle is maxed out for the moment. So this is all looking fairly good. This city is good enough. We just got 171 gold because of our steward. Thanks, buddy. We need to spend that immediately on pastoral lands down over here. Okay. And we would also like to spend it on barracks or military camps over here. Military camps would be the cheaper. So that's definitely also something to think about. We do have this Liberty faction brewing up. I feel like this Liberty faction... Oh, of course. I'm not surprised about this. So, a Kimek conquest, huh? He actually can't do this. I'm assuming he has allies, but even with his allies, he probably can't do this. Okay, so he's up over here. We have to deal with this Liberty faction because of this, so can we just straight up negotiate with any of these? No. Okay, so... Cousins, huh? Well, this is probably not going to be an ideal betrothal, but we'll get that underway. We, of course, are going to need to deal with this situation up here. So we're going to go ahead and raise our troops. Excellent. No faction problem there. And, of course, we inherited the court artifacts. And in our throne room, we could go for murder holes, I suppose, and gain some prestige. We don't want to spend gold right now, so that'll be fine. We're going to head up over here, and we'll just go ahead and gather everything. He has a total of 8,000 troops. I mean, I don't feel like that's too concerning. So we're going to siege this up here. And we should probably, because we don't see any of their troops right now, we should probably split off these units here. In fact, let's just do this. And we'll send these guys back over here, where they'll take not necessarily no attrition, but less attrition. We'll have to split them up, in fact, because supply limits over here are not great. Okay. Is there a border up here? I believe there is. No, there is not. Okay, good to know. So we'll bump this back down to speed 3 because we're at war. And, I mean, this war is not probably very threatening. Supply limits of 1,000 out here. Oof. That's pretty grim, actually. So we have to assume that they're gathering their troops over here. That they're meeting up with their allies right now. Let's see. This is all steppe. And what exactly does steppe do militarily? Let's see here. Not much. Okay, good to know. Now we could move up over this way. If we were to do that, we're going to be taking attrition out over here. But I don't think that there's much of a way around that, in all honesty. I don't know why they thought that they could win this war. This seems very strange to me. But okay. If that's what they think. Well, we'll keep an eye on that. We are losing gold right now, which is not ideal, but this is giving some time for all of our constructions to finish up, I suppose. We have a lot of investment in that right now. What do we get if we enforce demands here? 90 gold? That's not a huge amount. But it is time to put a cut in here, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. We have no idea where they are right now, so that seems fine to me. And next episode, we'll finish up this war, and hopefully finish up our investments once and for all. You can leave your offerings to the engagement gods in the form of likes, comments, subscribes, and bell ringings, and I will see you all next time.